Hi, everybody. Yeah, I see some of you in the corner, which is really nice, and I recognize some faces. And thanks a lot in one way also for choosing me to present today, and obviously in a bigger thank you for Emergence Foundation and to all of you for have chosen this project to be supported and financed. I was obviously just thinking about it this morning. You know, what a great gift it had been. I remember it was exactly a year ago when I heard from Simon that I was chosen for this project in the Fire of Dancing Stillness. And I knew that it was going to be an unusual project because it's a creative project. It's creating a film. And for some of you who don't know about it, it's a film about an Indian mystic, philosopher, and a social activist. And I mean, a year ago, I was just diving into the project. I had known Vimala Thakar already for I think it's almost 20 years now. And, but actually diving in this year has done more than I actually expected to me and also to the people who I've met and the people I'm working with. It's become a very, how do you say, don't want to be like dramatic, but it's been quite a life-changing project to work on the thinking and on the life of Vimala Thakar. So also just generally, I wanted just to say something about Emergence Foundation and following on from what Steve said. I can totally agree with him that it's very rare to find charities and money-giving institutions who understand that extra factor and that that there's something there that we want to affect the world with. And so I've been incredibly grateful to have this support and also what it enabled me. And I was thinking actually about, I think some of you may know about basic income. There's a big discussion going on in Europe about if we should introduce basic income to society. And I was thinking, for me, it was like an experience of having a basic income from where I could also do with existential quietness, the extra crowdfunding, the research, and it enabled me to travel to India, which I obviously was paying from my own pocket, but it enabled actually to just, basically create this project without having to constantly be, worried about where am I going to get the money from. And what I've done now for the presentation today, I've put a little clip together of 8 minutes. And I was thinking that maybe we could watch that in a moment. And it's literally just taken out from the middle of the film. So there's a beginning that you're not going to see. And I purposely took that bit because you're going to see quite a bit of Vimala Thakar talking and a little bit about her biography. The film right now is 1 hour and 45 minutes. And one of the reasons that I'm not there with you in London is because I'm in the last sprint of getting the film done. And it's another, I think, 4 or 5 weeks until I finalize the film. And I've been working with different people on it. I'm working with a composer. I've had 2 film assistants working with me. And obviously, I've also met a lot of people who either knew Vimala or through the whole crowdfunding campaign. It's been interesting too, that people have now learned about Vimala Thakar's philosophy. And I've heard a couple of weeks ago that there's a small group of social activists in Lausanne who are regularly coming together to read some of Vimala Thakar's readings since they found out about it through the film. And there's also a couple of people in Israel who are creating a new women's movement who are actually using some of Vimala's thinking for their manifesto to actually create a peace movement that has very, I would say, root causal implications in it. But you can ask me afterwards more questions. I'm aware I have very little time, and the little clip is going to be 8 minutes. And then afterwards we can just discuss a little bit, and you can ask me ideas. Oh, one thing that's very important. The funding has been for 2 stages. One is some of the production of the film, and the very important one has been stage 2, which is creating seminars to do with the subject of the film. And I've been working with a young assistant in Berlin and here, creating those seminars already. Even though the film is not finished yet, I'm starting to develop the dialogue seminars to do with the film. And we're already having quite a lot of locations that we're going to work on. We made a whole plan for next year. But obviously the film has to be finished first before I can do the seminars. But that I'm really looking forward to. So in a way, the effect of what I'm doing will be seen in stage 2, if you know what I mean. But in a way, already the film, the creation of the film and the working on it has already had a lot of impact on different people. I mean, one small thing was that I had a young film assistant coming with me to India. And I mean, one thing was for him to get to know India, to get to know how you work with the camera and everything. But one that really got him was getting to know more about Vimala's approach to life and everything she's done in India. Great. So I think we should just play this little clip. And also just so you know, you're very privileged because I don't show this to, I think 2 or 3 friends have seen it so far. There's no color correction done yet. My voice is only being recorded through a small recorder. So this has not gone to a film studio yet. It's not really, you know, it's a draft. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you watch it. Thank you. So that was 8 minutes out of an hour and 45 minutes. And I just realized again, because I was watching it with you, one of the challenges is still, I have to say, and it's going to be seen when people watch it, is in one way to match Vimala's intensity and very radical perspective with having in mind that Indian audiences are going to watch this and also Western audiences. And I've had already tested it on quite a few people, Indians and Westerners, and had to review some of the things that I've said and some of the things that I've shown, because I think quite a lot of you who are in the audience are familiar with India, but there's also a lot of people who've never been to India and who think that some of the traditions and some of the Hindu approach to life, it can create quite a lot of reactions. And vice versa, I could also see that I had to walk a very delicate line because I'm showing Vimala's critique of all religions, and because also she was, Krishnamurti was quite influential with her. I've also shown Krishnamurti that also criticizes, for instance, Hinduism. So I had to walk a very fine line to keep it open for everyone, that everyone feels invited, you know, to the perspective. And we'll see what happens. So please, you know, I mean, I'm restricting myself a bit. I could tell you so much, but also it'd be great to hear from you if you have any questions and want to know more.
Hi, Renate, it's a fabulous, fabulous film.
Nice.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
My question is can you say a little bit about who your audience, when you're going to be showing it, where you're going to go and how you're kind of doing that? Because it's obviously going to be a fabulous film, but I like to see where is it going to be shown.
Yeah. Yeah, so I actually, interestingly, I've just worked on that with my film assistant, Jenny, 2 weeks ago. We actually kind of did a whole kind of world map on it. Basically, I'm hoping, I'm saying I'm hoping because the subject is, you know, as you see, it's a tricky subject. I want to mainly show it to younger people between like 20 and 40, or I think younger is a little bit too much. And what I'm aiming at is already through personal networks, but also through, you know, like things like universities. I want to go and show. My thing about being, you know, I'm actually going to apply for some film festivals, and also obviously I'm going to show the film in cinemas if they take me. But the thing is, I don't have that ambition that I'm going to be winning some kind of a film festival prize or whatever. I want to mainly go grassroots, and especially in India, I've got some connections with different people, different friends who are already connecting me. In India also, as a Westerners, you're not going to get into cinemas because they have enough films on their own. And but the main thing is I want to have an engagement. So it's definitely the aim between 20 and 40, and also definitely Indian people, because what I noticed is when I was in India twice, I mean, well, I would say, I mean, I hardly met people who've heard about her. Really, I mean, it was quite shocking, honestly, because I mean, she's done so much. I mean, this is all these parts who obviously you've not seen now, but you know, she's walked through India twice with the Vinoba movement. And also the Vinoba movement has a kind of, you know, these movements, these Gandhi movements and Vinoba movements, they're still in a kind of a new way going still in India. So I also want to reach those people, to give them the courage, and you know, from a kind of a saint who's no more, but to get strength. Because I think one of the things, and also the social activist, one of the things definitely gave me, in the reflection, became clear that in our times we need nourishment. We need nourishment for the soul, and I'm hoping that the film is going to give that, because Vimala is also, with all the prophetic view on where we're going, which was amazing that she was able to see that already in the 70s and 80s. She's also creates a certain optimism and a certain positivity towards life, which is quite an amazing combination, because she's quite tough on where she's saying where we're going, and that's going to be shown in the film too, if we're not going to change. Thank you so much for